So I apologise that this is going to be a bit of a headless video, but I wanted to show you the Becca brush soap that I've mentioned a couple of times, and I thought probably the best way to do it was to show you actually how it works in a video. So the soap itself comes in a tin it's a solid bar of soap, and what you do is you wet the brush and then swirl it onto the surface, and then what I do is this is how I would do it normally with shampoo as well. I would just swirl the brush round in the soap to clean the hairs, and then rinse. And once I've rinsed it, I'll check whether or not there's any more is on it. I mean, this has been used for foundation, so it needs a bit more of a clean, only a little bit. And then rinse again. And the thing that I find with this soap is that it hugely cuts down on the rinsing time with my brushes, because normally I use baby shampoo or whatever, and you never quite get a small enough amount of liquid so that you don't end up with a huge lather, so you spend ages over the sink trying to rinse it all out. So I'm just going to do this this brush, which is fairly manky and coated. Oh, I don't know why it's not picking that for you. Anyway, it's not terribly well in focus, but you can see it's in need of a clean. So I'm just rubbing that on the surface of the soap again, swirling it around on the palm of my hand to lather the soap up and clean the hair, and then rinse under clean water. And you can see, if I rub this on my palm again now, after that quick rinse, it's not foaming up anymore, which is really unusual for when you do it with the shampoo method. Just squeeze out the excess water. And as you can see, it's completely white again. How quick was that? Really quick. Clean that. So just clean off the remaining brushes that I have here. Again, quite mucky, yeah. And I rub it on the surface of the soap. This might need a couple of going over because it is so muckied up. I'm sorry, I've got a frog in my throat this morning. Just typical. Actually, that's brought that up quite nicely, so that's you know, nice and clean. Just my last one here. The one thing I need to say about this, mention about the soap, is that it is slightly scented. It's got a kind of lemon scent to it, probably citronella, and I suppose that might bother some people that it is scented, but I don't mind too much. And usually the soaps I've used tend to have scent in them anyway. There we go again, see, it rinses and there's no residual soap left in there, which is fantastic. So it's something I always worry about, leaving soap in the brushes with contact with the skin. Also, the other thing I wanted to mention about the soap is that it does leave the brushes feeling a little bit drier than I would notice normally with a shampoo. So I think maybe occasionally you would need to use a conditioner, or maybe sort of intersperse this with the shampoo. But really, it's speeded up my brush washing so much that I wouldn't mind occasionally interspersing it with something else. And the brushes don't really feel dry after they've been washed. It's just immediately afterwards the hairs feel a little bit dry. But then it may just be that I've tended to use a shampoo that's got some conditioner in it, so that's the difference in feel. Anyway, I hope that's useful.